You know, it appears that if you're over 60 here in the United Kingdom, quite frankly, the consensus is that the government simply can't stand you. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. And as ever, thank you for joining me. Yes, absolutely. We'll have a lovely wave. Are you keeping well? I'm all right, thank you. It's true this though, isn't it? We've said this many times on the show. You hit a certain age, doesn't matter what you do, what you are, and seemingly you're now an inconvenience, you know, the sort of thing. It's like you either get kind people helping you or just completely dismissive, you know, the sort of thing. You witness stuff in a store where somebody says, no, I can't help you. I can't leave this spot. And you think, well, hang on, this person's of a certain age with a walker. They can't do it. Where's your manners? But seemingly, of course, they never think they're going to get old. It's a little bit like our government over here, because there was a big fight, of course, for pensions, and they've now been dubbed the WASPy women. And this fight has gone on many years, so much so it's very much detailed if you want to read up. And it is a fascinating story because basically they allegedly were all informed that the pension age was going to be changed, but apparently not many of them knew. In certain instances, they only put the notice up in job centres. How many people go in those? Yeah, right. Now, what happened was, when they weren't in power, the current government, headed by Sir Keir Starmer, were only too keen to go on record saying they would back them, they would sort it out, they wouldn't be left out in the cold. In fact, the current Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, even roped her own mother in. Yes, and apparently, oh, you know, they were going to do the good fight. Yvette Cooper, our Home Secretary, everybody was going to do the same thing. Then this weasel came on TV and basically said, and he's the one that got dumped from his constituency, a Labour MP, Jonathan Ashworth, and said, well, I never said anything, you can't find anything that I've said. And you think, stop being smoke. I mean, the bottom line is you're part of the group. But he then very proudly boasted, well, we never put it in the manifesto. So clearly they were going to lie all the time. The icing on the cake of though is this, because obviously these ladies, I would not want to cross them, and I want to applaud them for everything they're doing to stand up for their rights. I mean, really, it's disgusting the way that they're being treated. Because when you think about it, we can give millions away to other countries that allegedly are not our problem, like 50 million to Syria, for instance. You know, I know a drop in the ocean of what's required for these ladies, but nonetheless, some kind of gesture. But over here, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, very proudly stood alongside them and said, keep up the good fight, I'm with you. Guess what? When he was confronted in his weekly City Hall sort of meeting, oh no, he'd lost his voice, he couldn't possibly speak. This is how backward these people truly are. And it's not just that, you have to think we're all going to get there at some point in the end. And if this is the way that they want to treat people, how can they expect to have, number one, your respect, and more importantly, your vote going forward? This particular government, more than any on record, have U-turned, lied, cheated, and pushed their way into power, walking over people with fake promises. But the worst bit about it is, all of these people, as I've said many times before here on the show, we live in a digital world, and that digital platform is there on record. But for the likes of the soon-to-be knighted Sir Sadiq Khan, if you're over 60, he doesn't care. His, stuff, he's not bothered. Do remember that next time he's begging for your vote to remain in power once again. Please. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.